Volume. Volume is the amount of space that an object occupies, or the amount of space that is enclosed within the boundaries of an object. It is typically measured in cubic units, such as cubic meters or cubic feet. Volume can refer to the three-dimensional size of a solid object, like a cube or sphere, or the amount of space occupied by a liquid or gas. The method for calculating the volume of an object depends on its shape. Here are some common shapes and their respective volume formulas. Rectangular prism. The volume of a rectangular prism can be calculated by multiplying its length, width and height. The formula is V equals length times width times height, where V represents the volume, L represents the length, W represents the width and H represents the height. It's a rectangular prism. Length is L, width is W and H is height. So volume is length times width times height. Triangular prism. The volume of a triangular prism can be calculated by multiplying the area of the triangular base by the height of the prism, as this. So its volume will be 1/2 times base times height times its length. The formula is V equals 1/2 times base times height times length, where V represents the volume, B represents the base of the triangular face, H represents the height of the triangular face and L represents the length of the prism. To use this formula, first calculate the area of the triangular base by multiplying its base by its height and dividing the result by 2. Then multiply this area by the length of the prism. Cube. The volume of a cube is calculated by multiplying the length of any one side by itself 3 times. The formula is V equals S times S times S equals S cube, where V represents the volume and S represents the length of one side, as given. Sphere. The volume of a sphere can be calculated by using the formula V equals 4/3 pi r cube, where V represents the volume, pi represents the mathematical constant pi, approximately 3.14, and r represents the radius of this sphere, as given. Cylinder. The volume of a cylinder is calculated by multiplying the area of the base by the height. The formula is V equals pi r square times H, where V represents the volume, pi represents the mathematical constant, pi, r represents the radius of the base and H represents the height of the cylinder, as this one. Its height is H, the radius of its base is r and area of its base is pi r square. So its volume will be pi r square H. Cone. The volume of a cone can be calculated by using the formula V equals 1/3 times pi r square H, where V represents the volume, pi represents the mathematical constant pi, r represents the radius of the base and H represents the height of the cone. Its height is H, radius is r, and volume is 1/3 pi r square H. These are just a few examples, but there are many more formulas for calculating the volumes of different shapes. Worked example: A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H is a cuboid. AB 8 cm, BC 5 cm and CG is 11 cm. Work out the volume of cuboid. Volume of a cuboid is given by V equals L times W times H. Here length is 8 cm, this one width is 5 cm and height is 11 cm. Put these values in the formula. V equals 8 times 5 times 11 equals 440. So volume will be 440 centimeter cube. The formula for volume of a sphere or volume of a cone will be given to you in an exam question if you need it. You need to memorize the other volume formulas.